blessing to me that we should meet. Let me thank each in a seat and anybody on their feet. See, we didn't think we'd be doing this back in 2003. But hey, here we are on live stream Podbean. Let's hit it off like 80s melodies from Aretha and Tina T. All about that RESPECT that allows one to listen and the other to speak. If we seek, we can find the pod poet that's inside. However, we should remember a poem doesn't have to rhyme. Hell, it can be a full page or just a few chat lines. You can be grown or a child. You or I may have the words the divine uses to save lives. But however you spend your time, right now, we are live. Welcome to the Pod Poets Lounge, Hotep. And yes, we are back for more word, power, sound in the Pod Poets Lounge. I want to thank you for tuning in to episode number 10. We appreciate that. This is Naquel, your host for this June evening. And you know something? Tonight is some big man thing, for real. I am being joined by three beautiful black minds that will get to know more intimately momentarily. But this is the time, if you so choose, to wrap your fingers around a fine wine glass or keep your pinky tucked, sipping a chai tea cup of tea, and just be you. I want to shout out real quick the Ink magazine and all the readers who checked in last show to check out our Ink Mag segment featuring trivia based on Mr. James Baldwin, who was featured in the magazine, and the featured spoken word artist for that issue was Geronimo Speaks. Amazing dynamic poet. He was actually recently a guest on the podcast called The Words I Never Said, hosted by the prolific Gods Inc. You need to follow that man on IG at Gods_Inc_spoken word. Huge salute to him and the force behind that man's passion for spoken word. Last show we heard the magazine questions in round number 2. And later on in the show, I'll be revealing just the answers in the order that they were given in episode number 9. So stick around to catch that later, and look out as well for future collaborations in upcoming issues. But for now, I must say that I feel so fortunate, so blessed, welcoming our guest artist this evening to the Pod Poets Lounge. We have some special Pod Poets trivia categories for them tonight, and these ladies have listened to previous shows and should have been able to catch a little bit the list of the dope guests. If you yourself might have missed it, you want to listen back. But tonight's guests are mostly prepared, I would say, for the Pod Poets trivia, but they are all the way ready to share their artistry. So get ready to listen with an open heart and an open mind as we welcome them to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to El Michelle, Jasmine Vaughn, and Kashima.
Hey.
Welcome, ladies.
Hey.
In the building. Oh, finally, we're here, right?
Yes. We made it.
All week in the chat. Yes, made it. We are here. Thank you guys so very much. I want to roll out a carpet of gratitude to you three women. I am so humbled. I'm so happy that you accepted the invitation to come vibe with me and my pod peeps here in the lounge, who, like myself, are very excited to get to know you and feel your work, and of course enjoy Pod Poets trivia along the way. So let's meet them. Let's meet our first artist, El Michelle, aka Low Me. Yes, Queen. Welcome. How are you doing with everything that's going on where you are?
I'm making out. It's quite of a experience that no one has ever experienced before. So these are new feelings. They're new feelings that might be mutual feelings that people are feeling across the world.
Yes, it's
so
very.
I can just sum that up. I know somebody's feeling what I'm feeling. Just however you're feeling, that's how I'm feeling.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and no one's really immune to it. You can't live under a rock at a time like this. It's very hard.
Absolutely.
So you are an international poet. You're a singer, songwriter, author, and you wear your confidence beautifully, absolutely gracefully. Yes. Thank you so much for chilling tonight. My first question for you is this. So you have been poeting. I think I pronounced it right. Okay. on the South, in South Florida, since about 2000. You are the co-founder and co-host of Rock the Mic, Open Mic, with the poet Stephen Valentine. He's a dope artist. Yes. Can you tell us, tell us where you're from, how you've been staying creative as an artist in, I guess, this new normal, and exactly what is poeting?
Okay. Well, poetic. I'm sorry, Alicia is overpowering me right now, if you don't mind.
Okay, let me bring her down.
I love that song too. Well, to get right into, I'm originally born in New Jersey, raised in South Florida, so I'm like from Miami for real. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do that.
South Florida doing?
Yeah, I have been poeting, as you say, since the early 2000s. Poeting is a word that I had come up with. People would just ask me, "Hey, what are you up to?" And I'm like, "I'm not, nothing, just out here poeting." So poeting is a poet that is actively writing or performing spoken word poetry. So, for those poets that are tuned in, if you be poeting, that's even through singing, you can come copy a poetry T-shirt from me if you like that. Check out my profile. I have been just maintaining being creative. I just released my sophomore EP yesterday called
that's what's up. Congratulations.
Thank you. That is a compilation of just the different emotions that everyone has been experiencing since we've been on lockdown beginning from March.
Yes.
For Florida. A lot of people have found out during these few months that they probably don't even like the person they live with, for real. You know what I mean? A lot of things people are experiencing, they may be becoming more spiritual during this time. They may be struggling with mental health during this time, domestic violence, love affairs. There's so many different things. So quarantine poetry really sums that up for what everyone has been experiencing for the past 6 months,
That's really dope. It sounds quite cathartic, and like the end product is going to be healing. And it's so, I think, telling how tapped in you are to be going through what you're going through, like many of us, but to be as creative as you can be, and then to be able to produce something like that, because that's hella creative during a time like this. I mean, some people are going crazy.
I live by myself. Okay. So like, it was like, I have my 2 siblings that live in South Florida with me. I'm in Georgia right now visiting the majority of my family. So during a time when we were on severe lockdown, although my brothers had lived around the corner, there were days when you're just in the house straight by yourself. So creative minds seem to have, I'll say, suffered in a good and a bad way during these times, because we're so creative, we don't really know what to do.
I feel you. Speaking of creative minds, do you have a piece that you can share with us?
Absolutely. I have a piece entitled "Is It Lost?" It's not on this EP, it's on the first one. But the beautiful thing about poeting is that when we write poetry, it can become timeless. So I wrote this piece years ago after going to a Martin Luther King parade. And I love how us as people, Black folk, we have graduated since I've written this poem. We've graduated as of these past few weeks. You know what I mean? So it's called "Is It Lost?" And I'll just get right into it if you want me to.
Yeah, the mic is yours, love.
Okay. Saying loud, I'm Black and I'm proud. Is it lost? Because I feel like going in. Hair weaves, lace fronts, Jordans, and fresh Dickies and Banshees. An eighth of good. EBT cards to buy food to make and sell. Officers in uniforms gliding on a float, can't wait to get off, same thing every year. Pull out the stick, random shots, random man down, pregnant teens, little dirty kids running around, speakers blaring loud profanity. 26's, bitch. Oh girl, he do taxes and she works at KOD's. All at a parade to celebrate how proud it is to be Black and free. Free from bondage of the stereotypes from the above mentioned. We shall overcome. But can we overcome a label that we've sewn to our own clothes? Our own race rebels with ignorance. The man stands back and crosses his arms and laughs because we are the only ones keeping ourselves down. Do you look around? Did you look around? Hey, crabs unite with a plan to tip the barrel over instead of stepping on each other. Is it lost? From what my mama said, there was a time when music was something that you can turn to for a wealth of knowledge. Now I can learn how to cook up and chef up some crack. Take your girl and destroy your world just like that. And by giving up my loving, I'm rewarded with diamonds and pearls. Is it lost? Civil rights leaders worked hard to pass the torch. This messed up generation thinks passing the torch is fire for the spliff. Now let's take a historical trip. Miss Tubman carried a rifle, not just for protection, but for detection and deception of the niggas with no triggers, who would run tell master that. I'm pretty sure there could have been a lot of the Django's, but you know how that story goes. Crabs in a barrel. We think we're the minority, but we're the majority. Sisters segregating themselves to status quo sororities. 15-year-olds explaining how to step on the key. Half these niggas out here don't know the philosophies of Socrates. Oh my, oh me, is it lost? Depiction of the addiction of all fake everything. The man stands back and says that's why you can't give a nigga anything. Ghetto was a word made for Jews. Unless you read about the Holocaust, it would tell you that. Keep a secret from my people in a book, not in your Barnes and Noble's nook, or 16 bars from one of Drake's hooks. My people, take a look, search within yourself and tell me, is it lost? Can we unite? Is it lost? Is it lost or is it lost?
In peace?
In peace.
Fire. Dope.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. That was dope. That was absolutely dope. Heavy. That's a heavy one. Yeah. Very thought-provoking. And up to the time. Very on time with where we at right now.
And I wrote this 10 years ago. And the
Oh,
fact that
man.
I can still do it and still get the snaps and still because our people are being enlightened to this very day. Right now, 7:16 p.m. Eastern time, our people are being enlightened at every moment because of what is happening right now. This is not a trend. What's happening right now is not a trend. This is for real. And I'm glad to be prophetic enough with my poetry that has things that still sticks for the time, that still people can clap and snap and nod their heads to.
Indeed. I completely understand. And the next person that I'm going to ask a question is along those same lines. Her work resonates. Let me go ahead and say, welcome, Jasmine Vaughn. Didn't know it was you, did you? Did you know?
No, not at all. No, not at all.
Jasmine, how are you doing with all the stuff going on?
Nothing has really changed for me, to be honest. I'm what you call an essential worker. I manage restaurants, so
okay.
people need food.
Out there.
Yeah. So I've been working the whole time. So nothing really has changed for me creatively or otherwise, outside of me not being able to go out to perform.
Right. Well, thank you.
That part.
Yeah, it hurts. But that's dope. So you're an essential worker. Well, salute to you and for what you're doing. I think this nation is indebted to you guys a great deal. So you're doing that and so much more. Jasmine, I enjoyed learning more about you. You're a spoken word artist. You are an aspiring author. You're the business manager at an open mic venue, which we're going to talk about. And you are a hardcore supporter of your fellow poets. I appreciate you so much for coming on the program. You're originally from New Orleans, right?
Yes, sir. 504 for life.
And where do you reside now?
Right now, I'm in DFW area in Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth area.
Okay. Texas, the birthplace of Juneteenth.
Yes, absolutely.
Did you see any Juneteenth celebrations?
I was actually working like most of the other people before Juneteenth, huh?
Okay. Yeah. Now, a little bit about your background. I understand that you started writing as a kid, but can you also share a moment, I guess, as you grew, when you knew you wanted to like run towards the art form of spoken word and embrace it the way that you do now?
I was in a writing group with Rage Almighty called Red Ink, and he was teaching. I went in because I had writer's block, and I was trying to write the book that I'm finishing now 2 years ago. And he taught me a lot about spoken word and me being, having stage presence and how, I already am. And I just need to go up and just know my words and not be afraid, to be me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Indeed. So that's dope, because I know for me, sometimes in life, somebody that you know or you just meet, they come into your life, they help take you to a place within yourself that you can't really go by yourself.
Absolutely.
I think Les Brown articulates it in such a beautiful way. So that's dope. Do you have something that you can share with us?
Yeah, I do. I have this piece that I wrote for a venue called Tree of Life. It's one of my most popular pieces that I perform out here. So I'll just do that one.
Okay. I'd love to hear it. The mic is yours, love.
Tree of Life defines my generational lines, these ties that bind my ancestors as they hang. Covered in Spanish moss in Aborigine soil, oak to mahogany, walnut to mahogany, mahogany to mahogany, drenched in misogyny, bound by branches dictating what fruit I can and cannot bear, pulled by wagons of horses ripping through and rippling through the rings of my family tree. Division by colors that change in my leaves, and they fall from me, fall dead from me, shot, choked, raped, turned against me. This nature's upset in me. Sapping tears run thick down my war-torn briquettes of rosewood. Burned alive, murdered, shackled, hunted for sport, then fed to swamps that swallowed us whole and flooded out of our roots. And I can't dig any deeper because we're buried 6 feet above you. Rustling winds in the cold night air of ancient drums and songs calling out to me. Through strangers that I meet, I hear and feel the still of my ancestors' heartbeat. Bloodlines running through the veins of my flower, my stamen dripping with the semen of ancestors who, if you want it.
Hello.
Shallowed out and burned as my fruit hang for me, covered in the ash of my ancestry, phoenixing from papyrus, Rosetta pocket full of stones thrown at me because we be in any language you could speak, dragged by a pickup haul long after slavery. Thriving and still, dying and drying up and falling because America, you see, she pruned me with propaganda and made me your clown show. Blackface bozo come through. Appropriate watering on inappropriate soil is why cultural appropriation grew. With Tuskegee airmen flying through, forced served cross-pollinated fruit as if it was what we chose to do. Bearer, nurturer of every seed, but still in our own soil we drip and we bleed. Slit through me, these flowers bud yet don't bloom because they're picked too soon. Urban decay is our own ruin. Every other seed we're taught to nourish because our black seeds they say won't flourish yet still implant in your gardens for show. blooming translucence. History flickers, his story flickers in the wind. The flames of our heirlooms burn with the forest run over like 1492 when they claimed the land that's in our roots and then leached into our soil the blood from every scar that bleeds, violent screams of rape and inconsequence. Because it's your privilege to desecrate me. It's your right to hunt me, license to kill any nigga limb by limb, picked apart like cotton in the fields of us where we grow because we be black roses in a concrete jungle. Where hope springs eternal and still we rise from the decay of us they lay at our defeat. But it is our own decay that nourishes this black seed and still we rise from this propagated topiary. Even though some still sleep, we still rise from even though forests still get gunned down, run down, but instead of stolen land, now we be gentrified. And still we rise from the swamps where the souls of our ancestors cries live in peace. Because through the chosen they speak. And still we rise from that ocean's yellow dancing undercurrents of our Jesus retreat, unified in death 1,000 leagues under the sea. And I cry their cries through me. So still we can rise and make our next generation's legacy. And that's that piece.
Appreciate that. That's a very sobering piece. And we need those, I think. I think you need that balance, that full spectrum, because we are that, you know. We have those different sides and the different shades and different emotions, different things we go through. But yet still, I like the hopefulness and the upliftment towards the end of that poem. Really enjoyed that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Another person pushing their pen with passion. Our panelist this evening, Kashima. How are you doing, my dear, with everything that's going on?
I am doing great. Not for nothing, I want to first say thank you to the first two poets. They were both the bomb.
Absolutely,
they were both
absolutely.
The bomb. Yes. They were definitely both the bomb. But yeah, I am. I've been a little bit emotionally challenged by what's been going on lately, but I'm strong. So I'm doing what I got to do, hanging in there. I'm still being progressive.
There you go.
I actually started my own company during this pandemic.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah. We're gonna get to that. Beautiful. I think it's a testament to the resilience of Black women doing what they do. Kashima, you are a singer, spoken word artist, business owner, and community activist. And you're also an 80s baby, like myself.
Yeah.
And you're originally from Brooklyn. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Yes, Brooklyn's finest on the panelists. I wanna tell everybody about your company for sure. Is Amish Productions?
Amish Productions, yes.
Amish Productions, my apologies. Making an impact through education, community service, and entertainment. Can you share the vision or mission of the company and tell us how those three pillars of education, entertainment, and community service kind of come together at Amish Productions?
Absolutely. Well, again, I work in education. I'm a leadership specialist. Okay, so to me, when I grew up, the school that I went to, the education system was really broken. That's when they was doing social promotions and stuff like that. Like things they weren't making decisions that were best for our education at all. Okay, so I have my passion for youth and youth development, first of all, because it all starts with the children, right? And my passion for youth development is very strong. So because I have that passion, I decided, let me incorporate what it is that I do for a living into my business so that I can give back to the community. One day I actually want to open up a school in my great grandmother's name. But she's the one who taught me about education. Yes, she did. That's from a little kid. Yeah. So beautiful. I have a deep desire to be a part of our youth development, the education portion. I really do. Because me working in DOE schools, I've worked in charter schools, but me working in DOE schools and then in charter schools and seeing the difference, with the education and how the treatment is, the difference in their expectations of the kids in charter school versus elementary school, public school. Stuff like that. It's just very discriminatory behind the closed doors.
Yeah, resources are not evenly.
And I get to kind of experience that with the kids a little bit. So I just want to make sure I become a pillar,
Yes.
so that I could be a bridge that they could cross over for education. So the services will be like STEM programs. I have private contractors who are nonprofit organizations. I want to mention Cultivating Consciousness, right? That they're are already a nonprofit organization that I'll be working with. So they do STEM programs and stuff like that. It'll be workshops, different type of workshops, art workshops. I'm definitely going to do a poetry club. Definitely.
Okay.
I find a lot of creativity with the kids and teaching them how to express themselves differently.
Right. Key.
So,
absolutely
and
important.
when it comes to community service, I speak for domestic violence prevention and awareness events. I am such a survivor. It amazes me. I stood in front of a gun, and it wasn't because I had street gang violence. It's because I'm a domestic violence survivor. So that's where I'm starting with my community service. I'm going to have the event. Yes, because we need to bring we need to bring a lot more awareness, because I think that if we bring a lot more awareness, some people will stop hiding. The more people see other people tell a story, I think people will stop hiding and stop allowing the abuse, because the only way to help the abuser is somebody has to stop it, right?
Absolutely.
Because if the abuser was going to stop, they would have just knew nothing in the first place. They would have had that control. So like in my situation, let me share this. Instead of sending this person to prison, I said, put them in a program, because I was with them long enough to know this is why you do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, the abuser can end up getting help too. And that person is now in a whole program being treated for the very reasons me and everybody else got beat up. So, I definitely, my community is very important to me.
Yeah, it definitely shows in the work that you're doing. Thank you for bringing us into the fold of what you've got going on. The folks will be following and staying in touch. Do you have something that you can share with us?
I absolutely do. This piece that I'm going to share, I wrote about 12 years ago or something like that.
Seasoned.
Yep.
Got a little age on it.
12 years ago. But it's important to me because I was in the middle of a heartbreak, and somehow these are the words that came out on the paper.
Okay, you ready?
Yep. I was walking down the street, lost, in a cold, cold world. I was empty inside, like a lonely little girl. I couldn't help but think, what am I to do? And because there was no guidance, I walked in a grown woman's shoes. See, I ran into some ditches, and I fell into some holes. I even went so far and gave to the devil my soul. I was lost. I was confused. I was angry and insane. I was hurting. I was depressed. I was stressed. I knew nothing but pain. Excuse me, but then I met this man. And for me, his name is Jesus Christ. See, he really touched my heart when he said, I'll give you life. I didn't understand, but I still said, okay, that's why I can shout for joy, because he's my savior until this day. He paid the price for me when he died on Calvary, but then I got impatient and began to fight. I turned my back on him and went back to my dark nights. I couldn't even see. I couldn't even breathe. So with my back against the wall, I had to fall back down on my knees. So he took me by the hand and said, come back home to your real man. Because see, I was chasing after the world, running back into that lost and lonely little girl. So I make mistakes, but I thank him for his love, his mercy, and his grace. That's why I could put a smile on my face and sing that song. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. So now, when I look back at my past, I know my God has made me to laugh. Because, see, I know it was for a reason. Just one long, dark season. See, I know I met the right man because my hands are in his hands. And I thank him for the process of the cleansing of my heart. Because someday, he and I, we would never be apart. See, I met the right man. Thank you.
Spit that, poet. Amen. Beautiful, beautiful. I absolutely love your passion. I can't wait to hear more. Ladies and gentlemen, we have more to come from these phenomenal women. Now it's time, though, to get into our trivia. Let's do it. All right, so let's start round one of the game. I'm going to explain it real quick. I'm going to read the question. The questions can come in multiple choice, could be true or false. Just lock in your choice and tell me what you think the correct answer is. It's going to be 1 point per correct answer unless I change my mind. It could happen. It has happened before. I might give you a chance to steal, and some questions will be just for one person and some will be for the group. We'll see how things go. You ladies ready for the first question?
No.
All right, this is a test question. Just a test question. This is for all of you. You can answer, whoever answers first. Here we go. Actually, there's no winner in this. It's a test question. It's a test question. Question. How much does an adult polar bear weigh? Is it A, a lot more than you think? Is it B, no more than 800 pounds? Come on. Or is it C, enough to break the ice?
See?
I'm gonna go with El Michelle say C, enough to break the ice.
Right.
Okay.
That's what we said.
I say B.
The answer for this one is actually C. It's enough to break the ice.
Go, child.
Hey, listen, because I don't think any of us have ever encountered a polar bear before.
Exactly.
So
that accent. I love it. I love the accent. Right. Oh my God. I love the accent. But exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
All right. So y'all are warmed up, I think. I think you're ready to go. All right. So let's get into it. Test question out of the way. I'm going to put the categories for round one down in the chat so you can pick the category. And yeah, let's get started. I'm going to start with
what? I don't know.
Okay. Allow me. You're
yes.
first. This question, you're going to pick the category, and then I'll let you know if the question is for you, just you or for the group.
Okay.
Is the music too loud?
No. A smidge.
It's good.
A smidge.
A smidge?
It's okay. It's like we,
okay.
Like, we in the backyard. We cooling like we sitting around talking. So
exactly. Cool. All right.
For colored girls.
For colored girls?
Yeah.
Okay. The movie for colored girls was how long? Was it A, just over 3 hours? Or was it B, between 1 and 2 hours? Or was it C, over 2 hours, but less than 3? Or was it D, exactly 2 hours?
It was, I believe it was C.
Okay. We've got C for El Michelle. Okay. Kashima, what's your answer?
Yeah. Read them again. Is A?
Is it
3
A
hours?
is? Yep. I'm gonna actually post it in the chat right there.
Okay.
Yes.
3 hours for two. Let me see. 2 hours. I was trying to. I think it is. Oh my God, I don't remember. Wait, okay.
How about you, Jasmine?
I think it was C.
You're saying C? Okay. All right.
I think it was between 1 and 2 hours.
What we done did?
That was you, Jasmine. Said you think it was
Jasmine.
between 1 and 2 hours. Okay,
Yeah.
So you chose B.
And I chose C.
Kashima C. And El Michelle with C as well. Okay, we got 2 on the board. All right, this was C. The movie was about 2 hours, 17 minutes. Just about. Okay, nicely done. All right, Jasmine, you got to get on board. We got to get you on the board. Kashima,
yes,
category,
sir.
please.
Category. Aye. Let me see. 4 color girls. Just over 3 hours. Oh no, I'm reading the wrong thing. This shit he left us off. Movie, spoken word, poet. Okay, it gotta be something else. I don't know.
It does.
The year they left us?
The year they left us. Okay, gotcha. So these poets died a particular year, and some events happened around that time. So we'll start with the first one here. Question. This is for all 3 of you. All of you can answer. T.S. Eliot died the same year that A, Reagan and Gorbachev met in Washington, or B, the U.S. Star Kiss was hit by the Exocet missile, or was it C, Libyan troops were driven out of Chad, or was it D, hundreds of Alabama state troopers clashed with protesters in Selma, known as Bloody Sunday?
Oh, jeez. Oh, that one hard. That one hard.
Each of you can answer.
Okay, say it again. I think we all need to hear it again.
Okay, I put it in the chat as well to make it a little bit easier to reference it. T.S. Eliot died the same year that A, Reagan and Gorbachev met in Washington, B, the USS Star Kiss was hit by the Exocet missile, or C, Libyan troops are driven out of Chad in North Africa, or D, hundreds of Alabama state troopers clash with protesters in Selma, known as the Bloody Sunday.
D.
All right. Kashima is going with D. Ladies?
Let me. You said D.
D. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm an '80s baby. So many things that.
I like the thinking process here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, okay, so let me do a process of elimination of what I think.
Right.
Okay, it ain't A. Right? Nah. It's definitely not A. Because Gorbachev had like the little birthmark on his forehead and stuff, so I remember that. So that wasn't.
Go ahead.
I am going to.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with B.
You're gonna go with B. Okay. Jasmine, what do you think?
This is a complete guess. I'm just gonna go with C. It worked the last time, so I don't know.
I know that's right.
Use a strategy that works for you. All right. So Kashima got this one. Yes, that was D.
Got.
And what was the answer? You said C?
It was actually D.
D.
Bloody Sunday.
That was the other one. I'm like, Bloody Sunday. That sounds like before my time. Really, really. So
you know what? That's all right. You know.
All right, you're up, Jasmine.
I that right.
All
right, Jasmine, you're up. Category for you. Hey, welcome, Gemini. Thank you for joining.
Movie, spoken word.
movie spoken word. Okay, you got it. You scroll over to that. And also just take a second to thank everyone that is present. Appreciate you stopping by. I think some folks came in. I didn't quite see them in the chat. All right, so the movie is called Spoken Word. Peace, Gemini. And the question is, make sure I get you the right one. Okay, as a wedding gift, Ramon, the brother of the main character, was given this thing. What was it? Was it A, a poster? Was it B, a membership to Dr. Layla Afrika's class on relationship and spirituality? Was it C, a third of the family's business? Or was it D, half of the family land? What was given to Ramon as a wedding gift? And I'm going to start a little timer to help you guys along, okay? Maybe about 30, 40 seconds. Not crazy.
I don't know at all. So.
All right, let me. Oh no, go ahead. Think about it. Give it a little more thought.
All right. B.
Okay, that's Jasmine, right?
Yeah.
B.
Oh, that's all of us got to answer?
Yes.
I thought B.
Okay.
Come on, baby.
All right, Kashima.
Kashima said B.
I'm gonna allow me. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I am going to go with B as well.
Okay. Did everybody say B just now?
I'm going with the majority, right? The majority rules.
Unfortunately, though, this one was not. It was not B. Dr. Layla Afrika's class on relationship and spirituality would be good. I assure you it would be. We lost that dear brother, I think this year. But no, this one was actually B. Half the family land was provided.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a nice little wedding gift. Can I be there?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow. What's their last name? Ma'am, let me marry them.
Okay.
Okay?
Right now,
Right.
script.
Doing well. So right now,
now.
El Michelle, you are on the board with 1 point. Kashima, you're on the board with 2 points. And we still got to get you on the board here, Jasmine. So,
I'll get one.
One I have. Nah.
all right, El Michelle, you're up. Category, please.
Okay. Wait, let me go back and look at them. Poet laureate.
Okay, nice category, nice. Carol Ann Duffy, his most popular poem is called Prayer. It is a Shakespearean sonnet about various reminders of prayers. Which of these is not a line from her poem? Is it A, some nights, although we are faithless, the truth? Or is it B, pray for us now, grade 1 piano scales? Or is it C, some days, although we cannot pray, a prayer utters itself? Or is it D, holy hymns we sing and think about? Which of these? I posted them in the chat as well. What were you gonna ask?
Which one of them is what now? Say that again.
A is some nights, although we are faithless, the truth. Or is it B, pray for us now, grade 1 piano scales? Or is it C, some days, although we cannot pray, a prayer utters itself? Or is it D, holy hymns we sing and think about?
Which line is hers? That's what you're saying?
Which is not a line from her poem.
Which is not a line. Wait, say that last one again.
D was holy hymns we sing and think about.
I'm gonna go with D.
Who's that? Kashima?
Oh no.
L. Lally.
Okay, you said D.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm gonna leave this one just for you. You got that. You got that correct.
Yeah.
Right. Nicely done.
Hey.
And this one is gonna
shum.
And Kashima, this one's gonna be just for you.
Okay.
Pick a category for me, please.
I gotta go back. Wait. What are the calendar? Okay, 4 colors, the title, 2 poets, quotes and more quotes.
Quotes and more quotes. Okay, got you lined up here. Who said this? I found God in myself, and I loved her. Was it Maya Angelou for A, or was it B, Betty Shabazz, or was it C, June Jordan, or was it D, Ntozake Shange?
Ntozake Shange.
You are correct. Nicely done. And Jasmine, you are up. Category for you, please.
We can do the same one she just did.
Okay, you got it. Who gave us this line? She said, I'm a cook in the kitchen asking the missus to taste the dinner. Take a long, long sip, because death don't always taste this good. Was this A, James Baldwin? Was it B, Alice Dunbar? Was it C, Sonny Patterson? Or was it D, Fallu?
I want to say Sonny Patterson.
C?
Yeah.
You are correct.
Hey.
Big facts. Lovely. All right. That's what's up.
We drinking.
We got her on the board. Yes. So we're going to close round one. Jasmine 1 point, Kashima leading with 3 points, and L with 2 points. So nicely done. All right. We got more to come. All right, ladies. Got a couple more questions for you. Actually, before we get into the questions, real quick, I have to do this. So last week, our second round of trivia was played in collaboration with the Ink magazine and the readership. And for those that missed it, I'm about to list all the answers to those questions from the June issue. So here they are. I'm going to give you them in order from, I think they're 3 columns. So from left to right. I'll just go through that real quick. Okay. Number 1 was C. Number 2 was C. This is all in the first column. Number 3 was B. Number 4 was A. Number 5, the answer was fiction. Number 6, the answer was C. In the second column, number 7 was D, as in dog. Number 8 was B. Number 9 was D. And in the third column, number 10 was A. 11 was C. 12 was B. 13 was C. And 14 was also C. All right. So shout out to everybody who participated in that game. It's a beautiful collaboration. I'm so happy that we're doing it. And there's more to come with that as well. So, all right, Queens, are we ready for a couple more questions? Because I know I want to hear some more poetry. I absolutely do. And speaking of poetry, I have a poetry question for you, Kashima. Can you tell me how would you define poetry?
I define poetry. as a creative and artistic form of communication and of expressing oneself.
Okay. You have a quote or an expression where you say there's nothing like leaving ink all over a world who once never noticed me.
Yep.
Where did that come from?
Well, it definitely came from my core, growing up, not to get deep, but we here, right? Growing up, I grew up in a very broken home. It's familiar. Broken home. My parents' life was their life, however it was. So family pretty much brought me up. Everybody kind of played a part. So, and I, for some reason, never fit in school. Like, they will always have the new sneaker. I always had, like, the sneaker under the one. Like, I was just never popular. But somehow, I became, like, I used to hang out with a lot of popular people. I always wanted to be a part of the crowd. But for some reason, the crowd saw something that stood out in me that I wasn't valuing within myself. That's what I had to learn later. So I'm like, you know what? And then, so I'm like, you know what? And then going through all the different abuse, and a lot of the abuse came from, making bad decisions or choosing people or just being around the wrong crowd, So I'm like, you know what? Instead of trying to get people to notice me, I'm going to just appreciate the ones who notice me. And for the ones who didn't, you will notice me. Because my words will definitely leave a mark. I am a screenwriter. I'm completing the film right now. That's where my entertainment portion comes in of Amish Productions. And that film is based on the piece I just wrote. I Met the Right Man. Yep. Okay. That film is based on that. So yeah, my mark would definitely be left because I believe that what I was given intuitively and what I was given, that unmerited blessed gift that I have to write and express myself in many different ways, I truly believe is meant to leave a mark on the world. It's like, oh, okay, that was her.
No doubt. Yep. Beautifully said. Thank you. I read it and I was like, yo, I want the background. I know it comes from a powerful place.
That's right.
Do you have something that you can share with us?
Oh my God, something else. Honestly, I didn't prepare anything else, but I do have something.
Okay.
I have a little something. Give me a second. Oh, here we go. The history of Black runs deep, like a bleeding heart and a newly ripe tree. The history of Black runs deep, like the blazing sun and shoes with holes in your feet. The history of Black runs so deep that even mankind couldn't contain it. So they wrapped us up in hopelessness and took away our ability to progress. History is Black. Black is history. So go take your power back. Because like air, as it hits the wind, we will fly high and find strength to land on something solid. So that when the strong winds blow, we won't be easily moved. Progressing and protesting. At this time, we are not being silent. Please forgive those of us who have resulted into violence. Patience running thin. We don't mean no harm either, NYPD. We just want to win. Hearts beating fast, while to the ground my brother's face you thrusted and you thrashed. They say I have a dream, but how? When it daily peeled away every time I see my brother or sister by NYPD get killed. Oh, what a disgrace. I feel so unsafe. How come you guys are so offended by the color of the skin on our face? Thank you.
Heavy. Woo. Very sobering yet again, so uplifting. I love how we, like alchemists, we turn pain into something that we can use and uplift others the way that you ladies do. It's beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much for sharing that. Appreciate it. Jasmine, I had a question for you. I saw that it was, I think it's at CO_reality on your Instagram page. He gave you the quote, the face for something that you spit on his IG live. I think it may have been on Monday. Do you remember what poem you performed?
It was Tree of Life.
Ah, it was Tree of Life. Ah,
yeah.
So you let him have it. Okay.
I did.
I have been very curious about something. Like when I would click on your IG handle, I would see Jasmine's Twilight below Brown Goddess, and I would wonder about it. But this is actually something near and dear to you, as you mentioned a little bit earlier. Can you tell us a little bit more about Jasmine's Twilight and what we can expect from that?
Yes, absolutely. Jasmine's Twilight is the name of the poetry book series that I'm working on. The first book I am calling Twilight of a Revolution. And I have another one called Memoirs and Memorials about my family. My kids growing up, losing family members, losing my own kids, dealing with domestic issues, domestic violence, and things like that. So I have a lot of that going in that one. And I have a couple other books. And then I have another one that I'm working on called Perspectives and Reflections, where I wrote with different Black men. It was supposed to be love letters to and from Black man. I have that. I had to rename and make that a whole nother book because I have a guy I write with, and just named that one. So many men responded that I just made a whole nother series called Perspectives and Reflections.
That's nice. That's lovely. This happens very quite naturally. But yeah, you sound very busy. But busy is good. Channeling that art. Beautiful. Do you have something that you can share with us? All right. The mic is yours. I think there was a connection issue with her line.
Yeah, I do.
Still there?
I'm just going to minimize.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Sure. Take your time.
Thank you. Oh. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think you're going in and out.
I can't do that.
Just do that. Oh, hear me now?
Okay. I can hear you.
You can hear me now?
I can.
Okay. Then I'm going to see if this will actually work then. All right. Can you hear me still?
Yes, I can.
All right. It's called Numbers Do No Boundaries.
Sometimes numbers do know boundaries, and boundaries with numbers is a sketchy lottery, like which truth you hiding to spread these lies to me, and what hate you fueling when you know what obviously all you spread on the news that's lies too. See, we must have forgot why we have TV. It was meant to train brains to get on tracks with trains that aim for them in mainstream, stream all your cares away. Natural disaster becomes unnatural catastrophe. A volcano erupting is now our conspiracy. Masquerades, a swarm of locusts is now our deadly fate. Yet we've been dealing with these demons for centuries, and now we letting these demons take over. We no longer have our own degrees. University we started, now money bans us from university, but that's okay. It's no longer knowledge that they teach, so it's no longer knowledge we do speak, and it's all just cowards learning to cower. See, we be bastards of illiteracy. We be movers and shakers of their industry when movie is now their industry to promote the hate we see, and we to promote the indigenous hate of we see. The one thing I can tell you out of anything else is that we left knowledge of world and knowledge of self for knowledge of wealth, less spiritual health, materialistic prompting of our spiritual deaths when we are birth, see that be that original sin, son of man rising, knowledge at birth descends into the depths of our recesses, cortex left pressed. Instead of using what we were blessed, we use 10% or less and wonder about the hand we are dealt. Calcify all ties, kill all self, third eye unrevived, your spiritual death, natural phenomena we miss. We follow numbers of this one world government, mist veils eyes, so we walk not by sight, all the way blind, not by faith of that we've been robbed, straight off cliffs waiting for a Messiah, and we are the Messiah in plain clothes hiding. They held back power so we can lose vision, stake burned, call them witches because they were in realms beyond their visions, telling tales of now made industry, making movies they now use to change you, to change our history. So we are left unremembering who we are and what we should be. We should be hailing us, gods and goddesses, reflections of light. We need only a fraction more to regain sight, regain vision, stand in unity minus division. Realize we are sons revived once we've arisen. Grand rising kings and queens. Let's go and get this provision. And that's it.
Facts. Let's go get it. Let's go get it, yo. I feel empowered, moved by that. Man, your poetry, that makes me want to sit down and think about the problem, strategize, organize, like do all the right things that Black people should be doing. Yeah, I'm serious. Really, I feel the love coming through. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Appreciate it.
Well,
okay. Things is getting turned up. On that note, I just want to take a quick second to thank everyone that's still tuning in. We appreciate it very much. You're listening to Naquel Poetry here, the PodPoets Lounge. And tonight I am joined by three dynamic, phenomenal women, Laomi, Kashima Beauty, and Brown Goddess 1979 on IG. Please follow them. And also, I wanted to, mention that this is a great platform for podcasts. And one of the podcasts that I enjoy on this program is it's called the Rush Time Podcast. It's a podcast dedicated to the problem of racism, white supremacy. A lot of things that came up tonight in our works and our poems. It's a very educational and informative show. And you can check out current shows that they have now. It's hosted by Medyu Netter. Very, very on top of it and passionate about solving the problem of racism, white supremacy. So that's a great show, as well as others here on the platform. Yes, Rush Time Podcast. Check that out. So I had a question for El Michelle. So you founded Laomi in 2018 to lift up independent artists. I want to know if you think that an artist with means, right, with a platform and a following, let's say, has any social obligation to create art and use their art for not just themselves, but for others, or quote, social good. Do you think that an artist has that obligation?
I absolutely an art. I feel like singers, songwriters, even as rappers, because people gravitate towards that type of art craft of music and lyrics. We have that obligation to make sure that we're pouring into our people, or pouring something positive. I'll give the beautiful example of the rapper artist Lil Baby, that he came out with a song that touches, even though, he talks about killing and guns and drugs and stuff, his song that he released this week was so specific that he touched bases on everything, that people will come back and say, hey, you have the power, because if you selling records and you have the youth, you have all these people that are tuned in, you have the power to plant a seed in your listeners. He has a certain demographics that caters to his music, and he touched on everything. The song is like, if I put it this way, if Q-Tip from A Tribe Called Quest retweeted his song, that means that it's official. So as artists, we are obligated to make sure that we're pouring into our listeners with positivity. It's on you if you want to, whatever you want to prophesize about, that's on you. But for the greater good of the people, it is an obligation to pour positivity or to pour uplifting things into our listeners and our supporters. So I do feel that heavily, because all of my poetry is written and inspired by real life events. So every single poem that I have written has been based upon an experience that I have had and that I can share with other people that may be able to relate to it.
Beautifully said. Thank you so much. Do you have something that you can share with us right now?
I'm going to share my my Trayvon Martin piece. I do erotic poetry typically. I know sissy and shit, and it's cool. But for the same thing, I just want to let people know that my own conscious is going on. And this is a timeless piece. I call it the timeless piece that I had written immediately upon the verdict of Trayvon Martin. Still, the news stuff was still on, and I was sitting there waiting for the verdict, and I pulled out my book.
Yeah, wow.
And I began to write.
Wow.
And I had the liberty to perform this piece for Trayvon's mom. I used to teach spoken word and creative writing at the Overtown Youth Center, and she had come in one day, and one of the teachers put me on the spot and said, "Hey, Miss L, we have Trayvon Martin's mom over there in the annex, and you're gonna do the poem for her." And I'm like, "Oh, I am? Okay." So, all right, I mean, I did write it for the occasion, so it's right. It's only proper that she hears it too. So
that's a lovely story. Go. Powerful.
I wrote a poem about it. Like to hear it, here it go. All right. I am not guilty. I am a cowardly man that approached a young lad with a gun in my hand and fear in my heart. I called officials to let them know what's about to go down, but I am not guilty. I confronted him, wishing he would give me a reason to prove that I am not a coward, and for once that I have the chance to prove that I am not guilty. He is too tall. He is too black. But I have something in my pocket to take care of that. But I am not guilty. I am not guilty. I was approached by a cowardly man ready for me with a gun in his hand. What would you do if a strange person was following you? Of course I was defensive. I don't know who you are. You should have just waited until they called the cop car. But I am not guilty. They said it was a tussle. They said it was a fight. But all I know is that I am the one that lost my life. But I am not guilty. I will not become a man. I will not go to college. I will not have a shot at being the second black president. I will not kiss my mother or hug my father. I will not hang with the boys and chase girls. I will not be able to talk to my best friend. I will never ever be able to buy Skittles and iced tea again. I will never meet a woman and get married and bear children because he had the right to bear arms. Hang on. I lost my trail real fast. I got caught up.
Come on. You know how we do with the open mics.
They said it was a tussle. They said it was a fight. But all I know is that I'm the one that lost my life, but I am not guilty. I will not become a man. I will not go to college or have a shot at being the second black president. I will not kiss my mother or my father. I will not hang with the boys and chase girls. I will not be able to talk to my best friend again. I will never ever be able to buy Skittles and iced tea again. I will never ever meet a woman and get married and bear children because he bared arms with the intent to harm. But I am not guilty. I am a child that has changed lives forever. We're wearing hoodies in all kinds of weather. I am a lot of things, including a human being. But in this case, I think people forgot. It don't matter because I heard how hell was saving him a spot. If I were to come back today, what would you say? I'm sorry. I was scared. He will serve his time in a free world. All he will see is me. All he will feel is me. All he will breathe is me. All he will smell is the gunpowder burning my flesh. All he will see is that I am not guilty. All he will ever know is me. Because I will never be free, but I am not guilty. I in peace.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got a little. That's my piece.
Yeah, that is moving. It's so heartfelt.
Thank you.
Did you write that in one sitting?
I sat right there in front of that TV and banged that out right there.
Bang that.
And I cried and I went and I read it to my mom and I cried all day. I just remember it so clearly, sitting right there everything back and forth on the TV, the media, seeing his mom, the family, everything, and I just banged that out right there. Boom.
Wow. It was a powerful moment, and the way that you channeled that, ooh, loved it.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Oh man, okay. We have, I think we should hopefully have enough time for to hear a little bit more, maybe one more piece from each of you, maybe something a little shorter. We'll see how the time goes. But yeah, at this time it is more Pod Poets trivia. Yes. Let's get ready. Fix that hat. Trivia hats. You guys ready to go again?
No. Let's go.
No.
No.
Right there. Okay. I gotta keep it real. I love the candor. All right. I'm going to quickly repost the categories in the bottom. And all right. Jasmine, we're going to start with you. And yeah, please give us a category.
I'm going to pick for Colored Girls because I recently watched that movie.
Okay, got you here. Question. Yes, can you hear me? Okay, I'm hearing you good. Yeah, we got you. All right, here we go. This black.
Okay.
This black millionaire worked alongside Ntozake Shange to bring the movie to the screen, to the big screen. I need you to tell me if it was A, Eddie Murphy, B, Barry Allen, C, Oprah Winfrey, or D, Tyler Perry. This one's just for you, Jasmine.
I think that was Tyler Perry.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
I'm thinking you're right. One. Nicely done. All right. Next question. Kashima, can you give me a category, please?
Let's see. Oh, it's the same. Okay. Quotes and mo quotes.
Okay. You hop over there. All right. I need you to tell me who said this. Friends and good manners will carry you where money won't go. Who said this? Was it A? I don't know how true it is, but was it A, Tekashi 6ix9ine? Was it B, Emily Dickinson?
What? Wait, no, go back. Wait,
you heard.
You playing with me, right? You playing with me, right?
Listen.
See, I'm hoping that you might be able to eliminate some choices.
He's playing, y'all. He said Tekashi 6. Yo, go ahead. I'm gonna let you slide.
He has a lot of quotes. He has a lot of music out there.
I'm gonna let you slide.
Right. C, Margaret Walker, or was it D, Tony Braxton? Who gave us this line?
It definitely wasn't that first one. I'm gonna go with Margaret
Walker. Well, you are right.
Hey!
Walking your way right into another point there.
Nice.
Nicely done.
Yeah, because I'm like, it can't be him. And Tony sings. What's going on?
All right, you are up now. All right, Elle.
Yes.
What category for you, my dear?
I'm going to say the year they left us, Alex. For 10,000.
Okay.
The year they left us for 10,000, Alex.
Well, you've got it. Here we go.
Hey.
Toni Morrison was born in 1931. That same year, this poet died. Tell me who it was. Was it A, a Chinese poet Jimo? Was it B, William Shakespeare? Was it C, Langston Hughes? Or was it D, James Russell Lowell, that romantic poet? This is just for you. Allow me.
Boy. A Chinese poet named Zemo. It definitely wasn't William. Langston was a little later on.
You know what?
I'm gonna say the person's name that I'm not familiar with, but then it's not like I'm not sure. Okay, I'm just gonna say D.
D is in dog. Was that?
Yes, James Russell.
James Russell. That's close, but it's not James Russell actually. It is not James Russell. Jasmine, for the steal. Who is this poet that died the same year Toni Morrison was born? Was it A, Chinese poet Zimo? Was it B, William Shakespeare? Or C, Langston Hughes?
I really thought it was Langston Hughes.
Okay, so you're going with C?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh, well.
It is not Langston.
Wow. Well.
Well,
we know.
Okay. We're close, but so we definitely knew it wasn't William. It is this Chinese poet.
Yeah, that's why I was leaning against. Right, we need to go read some. Let me not be stereotypical about say haikus, but isn't that Japanese? So let me just be quiet.
All right.
That was rude as hell.
On to the next one. Kashima, you're up, my dear. What category for you?
For colored girls.
For colored girls. Okay. Yes. Tell us which actress played the color brown in this film. Was it A, Loretta Devine? Was it B, Janelle Monáe? I don't think her name's spelled right there. Was it C, Nia Long? Or was it D, Kimberly Elise?
Pray the color brown. I'm done.
Yeah, they each had a different color dress.
Wait. I'm gonna get this. Who the hell is on brown?
You're not looking it up, are you?
No, I really don't know. Like, you got me on this one. Look, I'm so serious that you can pass. You got me on this one. I really don't remember. I remember the colors, like purple and brown, but I don't know this one. I'm gonna guess this one. I'm gonna just guess it.
Okay.
A.
No, it was not Loretta Devine.
See, I told you I didn't know that one.
Oh, it wasn't?
No,
okay,
it wasn't.
that's what I was thinking. Okay.
I was not playing with you. I told you I didn't know that one. See?
Okay. For the steal. Allow me.
Uh-oh.
Dang, cause I was gonna say A too. So
but I helped you out. Go ahead, you got it.
Right, you narrowed it down for me real good. You narrowed it down. Yeah. Yikes. Was it shoot, you gonna have me watching that movie tonight.
Right?
Just cause. Nia Long? See? Nia Long?
No, this was not Nia Long, actually.
You know
no.
what?
I took a whole stab in the dark.
And we right, like we over here thinking hard too, like.
All right,
smell the smoke.
Redeem your sisters, Jasmine. It's on
Kimberly.
you. What are you thinking for the steal?
Kimberly? Yeah.
Big
facts. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
See, I'm watching that movie tonight. I don't even remember her in the movie. So,
like, what's up? You know how you feel all smart the whole game, and then you get a question, you just off the top. No, you don't know. Oh, you gonna take the pause? I took like what? Wait, what? I know I don't know this one. Like, what? He like looking it up. No, I'm looking up. Like, what?
That's the thing. I want some of these questions to really make you think. I want some of them to make you be like, okay, where's he going with this? All right, good. Let me ask Jasmine to please select our next category, and this question is going to be for everybody on the panel.
Okay, next category. Oh, the quotes and mo quotes.
Okay.
You got it. Oh, I love this one. Okay.
Will we?
Maybe. You know?
Right, because he know all the answers. So, but he loves it.
It's a good one. It's a good one. When you read it, you'll understand. This quote says, "We cannot create what we cannot imagine." Who gave us this little jewel? Was it A, our brother T.S. Eliot? Was it B, Maya Angelou? Was it C, Ntozake Shange? Or was it D, Lucille Clifton?
B.
We've got B. Is that Kashima?
Yeah.
Okay, Kashima said B. L, Jazz.
I said A.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, he said it. Both. Okay,
that was my first thought. Yeah.
Because he profound and stuff.
Because he profound and stuff.
I love the accent. Oh my God.
Say two again. Say two.
Right, like just talk. How you be like, say Kashima. Nah.
All right, no. This one was not A. Mm-hmm. And you guys got this one wrong. Yeah, all of you.
And then it was C. Yeah.
No, wasn't Ntozake.
Don't tell me it was little girl.
There you go, your girl.
Who's your girl?
Maya. Maya said that.
God's inconspicuous TS also.
No, Lucille Clifton is the only one left.
Right, I picked Maya Angelou. Oh wow!
This one was Lucille Clifton. She gave us that nugget.
I need to holler at Lucille.
Okay, thanks, Lucille. Now that I know you exist, right? Thanks.
We never know.
Nice meeting you, Lucille.
You might meet her even more in the Ink magazine, where they have that segment from the grave, where they interview poets from the grave. Dope segment. Extremely creative. So if you got to holler at Lucille, you never know. You might get a chance. You might have the opportunity. Okay, that was Jasmine, right? Jasmine gave us that category. El Michelle, category, please.
Okay. Category will be. We'll look back at them again. E pluribus unum. How do you say that?
Unum. You got it. Okay. This is as well for everyone can answer. All right. So I need you ladies to finish this line for me from the poem. Okay. I'm gonna send it in the chat here, and it goes. Selfish desires are burning like fires among those who hoard the gold, as they continue to keep the people asleep. And then A, and all the good old boys stay bold? Or is it B, while a nightmare dream unfolds? Or is it C, politicians herding their sheep? Or is it D, and the truth from being told? All of you. Let me get your answers.
See, these answers in the statement feel like it's like some racist shit hidden in here somewhere.
I want to say D.
Who was that? Jasmine?
Jasmine, yeah.
Okay, got D for Jasmine. Kashima, how you feeling about this one?
Oh, I definitely say D.
You think D as well? Okay. L, you still think about this one?
Wait. Can I take that back?
Yes, you can, Kashima.
Okay, wait.
Virus amongst those who hoard the gold as they continue to keep the people asleep. C.
Politicians
hurting their sheep.
Okay. C for you. And Kashima, did you change your answer?
I'm changing it again.
Okay. To what?
I think it is. Wait.
Can I go with what sounds better? Because what sounds better is B. So
you can't go just because it sounds better. You can't do it.
I want to say B, while nightmare and dreams unfold.
Okay. Really good guesses. But the winner for this one is Jasmine. Give it up to Jasmine.
I should have stayed with D.
I got another one. What?
I should have stayed with D. That's when you know it. I should have stayed with D. I sing a redemption song. I should have stayed with D. Redemption song. I should have
Follow your gut.
The pastor gave me an option, and I chose the one the second time.
Yes, you did.
That's because the usher ain't help.
That's why. You're actually up, Kashima. Category for you, my dear.
You know what? I want that same, whatever that category was, that I should have stayed with you. That one.
Okay. All right, boom. You got it.
The unum, the unum, the pluribus unum.
Right.
That one.
Okay. Got it. Okay. The last poets are more likely to be considered the earliest influences on the genre of music performed by which two of these artists? I need you to pair them up for me. The last poets are more likely to be considered the earliest influences on the genre of music performed by which of these two artists?
Ooh.
Is it? All of you can answer.
I'm going to say the last poets are most likely to be considered the earliest influences on the genre of music performed by which two. I'm going to say the last poets are more likely to be considered the earliest. I'm gonna go with Aerosmith and Elton John.
Okay, nice selection. Kashima, Jasmine, how you ladies feeling?
Why does D only have one?
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, it shouldn't. Hold on. Badu.
You are jamming. You are definitely jamming right now.
Well, D worked for me last time. I'm going to go with that.
Okay, Jasmine's going with D. Kashima, did you lock in?
I'm over here stuck. Look, I'm saying the last poets are more likely to be considered the earliest influences on the genre of music performed. Oh, I'm going to go with on the genre of music performed. So that means the genre of music performed now?
Yes.
Okay, so the last poets are more likely to be considered the earliest influences on the genre of music performed now. I think it is. I'm stuck in between two at this point.
Okay.
So out of the two,
You got a fork in the road.
I have to say, I want to say D too.
B as in boy or D as in dog? Was that?
D as in dog.
D as in dog. Okay, nice guesses. But unfortunately, this one was Biggie and J. Cole.
And I looked at that. That was the one.
Why they call it the blues.
Right. Sing it, baby. Because that's the one, honey. And I'm going to be real. That was the other one I was stuck with. Because I'm like,
I was now. Right there.
But then I started thinking about my generation, and we still like to say
Same.
Black
Exactly.
you know?
Exactly.
You know? And then Mary J. Blige, I figured she covered, you know, Biggie giving, you know?
Right.
All right, though.
But I messed with Elton. I'm like, Elton got some heavy lyrics,
you got
y'all.
real
You know what I'm saying?
She said Elton John. I said, what? I said, sis. He got influence on her. Like, he's Elton John.
Yeah, these brothers, if you don't know, they kind of pioneered their style of poetry at that time. And definitely laid it down. The groundwork for the rap game that we know today to be built upon.
Yeah,
indeed.
I heard about that. I mean, you did know what you was talking about, though. Don't get it twisted.
And at the time, these last poets, man, they would be perfect at a time like this. Amen. They use their art. You know, like what you were saying earlier, El Michelle, they definitely used their art. And there was no question about it.
I would have, if you would have said, if you would have substituted Biggie for Kendrick, then I would have selected that right there.
Okay.
So I got a little because that was a big gap between Biggie and J. Cole. But if you would have said like Kendrick and J. Cole,
okay. Yes. Okay.
That was some dope trivia. I like this.
Yeah.
That's what's up. The ladies are enjoying themselves, and I am too. El Michelle, it is your turn, my dear.
Okay.
Category.
What you call it was kind of fun still.
Which one?
The pluribus.
Stay with that one?
Pluribus.
Okay. You got it. Staying with that category, question is, in 2010, Abiodun Oyewele appeared on a CD compilation that was made in protest of what? In 2010, Abiodun appeared on a CD compilation that was made in protest of the what? Was it A, Black Codes? Was it B, the death penalty? Was it C, the war in Iraq? Or was it D, the mistreatment of Black women? What was he protesting?
I'm gonna just throw this answer out there because I want to learn something and see if it's wrong. So I'm gonna go with D, mistreatment of Black women.
Okay. Final answer?
Yes, D, mistreatment of Black women.
You sure?
You're going to have me sitting here all night if you ask me if I'm sure, so don't say that.
All right. I'm going to stop. I'll stop.
We'll put a whole other 5 minutes on my segment if you say if I'm sure. D.
D? Okay. No, this is not D, although it's more than worthy to be protested. Let me ask Jasmine for the steal. What was Bobby O'Doon protesting on that CD compilation?
I'll go with A.
The Black Codes?
Mm-hmm.
Good guess. another worthy candidate to protest and resist. Those black codes only maintained our oppression in a more refined sense. But no, that is not the answer.
Then I know what it is.
This one, I have to give it to you here, is the death penalty.
That was my second one. I was feeling that.
Yeah, there were
Had me Googling stuff tonight.
Hey, you learn every day. You can learn something new, and this is a show where you can learn a lot of new things. I know I do. Every single time, coming up with the questions, speaking to the guests. And speaking to the guests, let's wrap this up. I want to I have a few more questions for you, ladies. And yeah. I have a button.
Bro.
He didn't know how to button.
So when we got the question wrong, you supposed to go
It depends. I have to pick and choose the right time, and also I got this one. When you get it wrong, yeah. But
damn, that one makes me feel bad.
Doesn't it? And that's why pick and choose. Yeah. My soft skills, just working on my soft skills. Okay. So I wanted to get back into some more questions so we can dig a little bit deeper into your story. And I'll ask you, Jasmine, as an artist, you have featured on stages across the Dallas, Fort Worth area, Fort Washington area, and also featured in Poet Speaks magazine.
Yes.
And another side of the mic, you are, as I mentioned earlier, the business manager for Black Noise Open Mic in Northeast Texas, which is actually hosting a listening party next Thursday. I saw, so folks can check that out. Jasmine, can you tell us what you do in that role, and also what all the noise is about over at Black Noise Open Mic?
Well, all the Black Noise is a mission that Priceless Black has been on since he started poeting with AJ Houston when he came back. When he came down here from Wisconsin, I met him in 2000. I met him in 2020 at my birthday show, and we connected then, and we just been like friends ever since. So it's basically about our struggle, our voice, giving a voice to the voiceless, and connecting our people with community leaders and things like that, so that we can build strength in numbers and understand that we are more powerful than media would like to allow us to think we are. So that's pretty much what Black Noise Open Mic is about, giving us a voice so that we can be stronger and build as a people.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so you're and so what? I guess briefly, what might your day-to-day be when with the organization and what you do? Are you finding artists?
Yeah, we find artists. I find artists for them. I find different vendors for whatever it is that we need. Like we have candles that we're making. I get shirts made for them. I just manage whatever it is that we need managed. Like anything.
Got you. Broad shoulders.
Right.
That's what's up. Do you have something else that you can share with us?
Sure. I could do Unlearn and Relearn. It's another black piece,
All right. That's what's up tonight. Give it to us. The mic is yours.
Society has forsaken the Black father, taken him away and slaughtered him in front of his children, turned his women against him. Don't let him tell you it ain't a system hell-bent on the Black man's destruction, that thug life drug kingpin, but we know who the real kingpin is, the 1% who make all the moves, turning Black Lives Matter to something about men in blue who take feminisms and feed them to our sisters who some can't see. This system turned us against our kings, saying a girl child ain't safe in a family of men's, and those men be our protection, the guardians of Goddess Galaxy, supreme creator reflection sent from the most high. How times have changed. Went from the highest in marriages after slavery to us believing a lie that black men are lazy. And you know what? Black men really don't cheat. That's not just the saying. We were just taught to not accept their true feelings. So they in turn learn to suppress and oppress their king-like beings. And it's all because they're afraid of what king-like brings, that mean control, social media, obeying, filmed as drug addicts, mumble rappers, and they're being taught how to be a player. But we forget they made all these things. It's time for us to change the narrative, not add to their hating. You see, self-hate is a tool that those folks use to control our own views. So we unlearn to relearn our true images, return to our ancestors' true way of living, unprocessed food, unprocessed people, unprocessed materials. Remember that we are the masters, no carbon copy, the originals. So let's remember to forget all this society's nonsense, unlearn to relearn, and make our way back to greatness. In peace.
Definitely. Definitely. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah. It's a lot of appreciation going around right now. I am so blessed. I'm so happy. Oh my goodness. All right. Just let that one down. Let that die just a little bit. I love. Yo, listen, Jasmine, that little device, let's call it a literary device or a performance device, whatever we will. When you lowered your tone, your voice, for those series of words, you literally hooked me and just pulled me right back and just pulled me in deeper. Nice. Just those little things I appreciate.
You appreciate that. My voice, my coach actually taught me that. It's the one I write my love letters to and from a black man.
Okay. It was well used, and like I guess like from that writing workshop and writer's viewpoint, and performing, even when you use something like that, you're mindful that you don't overuse it, so that it doesn't distract from your work. But wow, it was really well used, and it hit me. Dope piece. Dope piece. Yes, indeed. El Michelle.
Yes.
Your first poem was shared at an open mic hosted by the late Will, the real one, Bell.
Yes.
Now, I was listening to his piece called So I Run, which is about him running through history and encountering man, different black icons and like how he helped them all survive their fate. So like he covers Dr. King from the gunshot that killed him in the poem. He aided Harriet Tubman with a flashlight. And he even saved Tupac from getting shot so that Suge Knight was the only one that got shot that night. The poem was really creative, dope, and it resonated really well. Salute to that poet. I want to ask you this. Can you tell us what impact his work had on your poetic journey? Because I know he was there early on as you kind of got start, right?
I got choked up. Hold on. Because the role that he played when I began going to the literary cafe, I was just exiting an abusive relationship. And I would keep journals because I've been a writer forever. So, in the relationship, this person would read my poetry and read my journals and tell me it was trash and just tear me down. And my cousin said to me, she said, I want you to come share your poetry over at the literary cafe.
Okay.
And I said, well, I've never performed for anyone before. I could write my ass off. You read the book, you're going to be impressed, but I had never performed. So she said, well, come out. This is what we're going to do. And, this is before social media where word of mouth was just a beast.
Right.
So I even packed. I said, Ma, I'm going to spit some poetry tonight. This is the first time I'm even spitting poetry. The first poem that I had done was it sounded like an erotic piece, but it was talking about my connection to smoking weed, and it was from my mom. So the impact that he had on me was to be raw, even if it's in front of your mama, because your mama is going to get it. And my mama sat right there and she said, I didn't know you smoke weed.
Just like that, the conversation is on with mama.
Yeah, it was like, you smoke weed? Like, really, like, yeah, mama, yeah, I do. On a late night after work, you know, while I'm studying and stuff. So that impact was for me that if I can open up and share something about smoking weed in front of my mama, that I can go open up about. I can bare my soul to anybody if I feel like it's going to have a message in it. That's me, how he has impacted me.
That is so special. That's so sweet. Like the things that you just articulated. Like for me, like that's the essence. Or an important milestone, I would say, on my personal journey with spoken word, getting to the point where that, I guess you can call it confidence and belief in self. It's just intact, where you can, it's a fearlessness, I guess, that kind of comes with it. But it opens up so much. Like, I can see how that would have been like a pivotal point, like to change how you, who you were on stage every time you would step up on stage after that. Because it like opens you up. You just need that like one experience sometimes that just changes and revolutionizes the way you see yourself and what you're capable of doing. I love that. And when I read that story, I said, okay, boom, I really want to ask, because this brother, man, that brother was the real deal. He was about to work. Michelle, on that note, my love, do you have something that you can share with us?
I have, yes. I'm gonna warm y'all up a little bit. Let me give you an erotic piece. That's what I'm typically known for.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
And this is called I Crave for You. This is on my EP that was released yesterday. It's a couple of versions. There's an acapella version, there's a Black Ice remix, and then there's the Madman remix. So I'm gonna catch this acapella. So this is called I Crave for You. I crave for you. The smell of your sweat is arousing like an ovulating scent to a bloodhound. My body is prepared to make love sounds. I growl and grit my teeth because my passion runs deeper than love. This passion runs deeper than love. I labored your breathing through telekinesis. Orgasms of splendor critiqued harder than your college thesis. I am your bestial beauty. It's your duty to please my booty. Skin to skin, barely there, nude lace underwear. I still smell you in the air. I still smell you on my hair. I still savor the sensation from the last time that you touched me there, because this passion runs deeper than love. My passion runs deeper than love. Passionate about bliss from this, of how I licked your lips while you were asleep. Took your breath and hugged it into the bosom of my chest. Heartbeat synchronized on time like a time test. Release your smokescreen facade. I am presenting you the love God. I am the beauty from Venus. I moan from your penis. Entering inside of me. Thrusting inside of me. Colliding inside of me. Taking on every square inch of me, because this passion runs deeper than love. My passion runs deeper than love. Passionate about pleasing and seizing, minimum time for teasing. Dropping your slaves off in the womb of my ship's belly like Amistad. You taste so good. I roll you around my tongue before I swallow and it's done. Like Greek chocolate. You melted the first luster of moisture on my tongue. If you were ice cream, you would be all 31 flavors. I'm basking and robbing you of your family jewels. Inhale you, exhale you, cigarettes cool. Fuck me till I blink, seizure like in drool. Dropping dick off of me, the shit they don't teach you in school. Because this passion runs deeper than love. My passion runs deeper than love. Can your passion linger deep within my walls? Can you mate my soul? Can you sapiosexually mind fuck me out in the open? Oh God, I'm hoping, no joking, that your passion runs deeper than love. Because my passion runs deeper than love. I crave for you. Bye, in peace. There you go.
God damn.
Okay. All right.
So you said your address is what?
Okay. She's having.
The zip code was what?
Make some noise. Oh man.
I mean,
all right. I loved
it. You're not calling me after that.
Listen.
That was disrespectfully wonderful. That's the devil to call me
Next,
after that.
Kashima. No, it's not okay.
Wonderful.
That was crazy.
That was beautiful. Oh,
Everything.
wow.
That was marvelous.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh
you
my
share
God.
a little erotic piece. Oh, she made me.
Listen.
Boy, oh boy.
Right, messed us up for a minute, right?
That was dope. That was lovely. All right.
Fire.
That's deep.
Like,
wait all day.
Straight right.
Now, Kashima.
Hi.
You so in learning more about you, I noticed what stood out to me, and some of this you kind of touched on a little bit earlier, is that you nurture a lot of young people through your work and through your company. I would love to get your take on something, because I'm an uncle, I'm a father, and I've lived in the Caribbean, I've lived here in the States, and I noticed that generally speaking in society, society doesn't seem to respect children the same way that they do adults. And I grew up with certain expressions as a child that I would hear from adults, like "Miayana size," "stay in a child's place," and even like "child should be seen and not heard." Like those were things in my environment around me. But although these things can offer to me, like, some sense of family structure and order, deed, I think that they also can be a hindrance to how we show respect to children, sometimes leading to trivializing of children's experiences, and oftentimes just not really even listening to them when they talk, because we think it's less important than whatever it is that we're doing at the time. And just knowing that you began at an early age. You were 7 years old, singing in the church choir. What did being such a young person, with not just a voice, but one that people heard, and people were listening to, and like how much do you think that having that experience in your childhood makes you the woman you are, to be able to have the impact with the young people that you work with?
I think it has a lot. That's my foundation. Like, I think it has a lot to do with it, because although we heard because I heard that, to stay in a child's place. But then on the flip side of that, I was also blessed with a great grandmother who brought me into a place, and it happened to be the church, where they had a small section called the choir, the children's choir, the youth choir, the mass youth choir, the teenage choir, the young adult choir, stuff like that, to give us a voice.
Yes.
To give us a voice to be able to speak and express ourselves with the discipline of staying in a child's place, as opposed to staying in a child's place, shut up. Stay in a child's place. Hold on, look, later for what you feel. Stay in a child's place. You don't even need to be. Just don't talk. Like, you can't do that. You can't take a child's voice away from them, because that's how you just look.
You ain't got no privacy. Ain't no privacy.
Right. But then not even just that. That also helps that a lot of these females, including myself, that have been in domestic violence relationships, stuff like that. They're not taught to speak up. I had to remember that I was brought into a place that instilled in me, you can speak up, but there's a way. You know what I'm saying? I all these things happened, was instilled in me, but I had to remember. So I went through that for a minute. before I actually remembered, wait a minute, I have a voice. I can choose for myself. Like, I can speak up here. I don't have to, this is not, and there's a way to do that. You know what I mean? So yeah, you gotta give, that's why I enjoy teaching leadership, because I get the benefit of giving you the structure to say what it is that you really do want to say. Because come on, you have a right to speak.
Indeed. Thank you so much. Do you have one more piece that you can share with us?
I do. But can I say this before I share that? There's a young activist, right? She was young. I can't remember her name, but she was an African American young lady who helped desegregate the schools. She helped, just imagine if somewhere in her life that somebody didn't teach her that she had a right to speak. We'd have still been black school here, white school here, everywhere. We'd have still been like that. I remember teaching my kids a lesson, and that's how I learned. I wish I could get her name right now. I'm so sorry. But that I just wanted to look that up, y'all. The young African American girl who stood up for herself, and she went to a school, an all-white school, and she stopped the desegregation. Now they were able to, from that they started mixing black and white in schools. However, I have a short erotic piece.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah. Everybody coming out with it now. Maybe I got to drop a few lines.
Since she wanted to, start, Okay.
Bring it on. I didn't know.
All right.
Come on now.
I love it.
Come on now.
Right. Y'all ready?
Yeah, we ready.
All right. Ooh, ah. Ooh, ah. The sound of his lips as he beats between my thighs. Bend me over the sink and pin me to the wall. Then flip me across the bed and fuck me until I'm sore. Let's do some role play. I'll be the cop, you be the robber. Come steal some of this oral. I want the head of that dick real deep inside my mouth throbbing. I want to get creative. Let's choose another. Go get that Spanish bitch and let me watch you fuck her until she stutter. And when y'all done fucking, I'ma ride that pussy. So mommy choke me until I'm coming. Ooh, damn, I just busted another nut. Daddy, come smack on my ass and then fuck me in the butt. Pinch the nipples on my breast and stick your finger in my pussy and watch it melt. Why would you make me laugh? Are we here? Hello?
I can put my phone on mute.
I wasn't sure. Are we done? Are we done? Can I go get a baby wipe and a rag, a wet rag?
Okay.
All right.
Well, since we're being versatile, multifaceted,
Oh, of course we are. We are. Yes, and we're gonna see all facets. I love that you ladies took it there. I appreciate it very, very much. Because that's right up my alley, actually. Right up my alley.
Wait.
She ain't even finished though.
I did.
Oh,
somebody finished.
Yeah, when I said you ain't hear it.
see, listen, I can't be messing with
Don't make me say that last line again, because you heard me, right, sis?
I'm finna make you say it again. I need you to say that again.
All right, I got you. I'm gonna say that again. You starting in here. I got a few more now. Don't play.
Listen.
I said, okay, let me tell you what I said. Hold on. Let me get that
later on in the after show.
Turn those pages.
I am not messing with y'all.
Hold on, you messing with us. You in the building. I said, you ready?
I'm
Who
ready.
brought you in here? Yeah. All right.
Give it.
Damn. I just busted another nut. Daddy, come smack on my ass, then fuck me in the butt. Pinch the nipples on my breast, then stick your finger in my pussy and watch it melt. Are we here?
Blood clots. She said, watch it melt.
Oh, my Lord.
Watch it melt.
The sound effects.
When I watch it melt, blood clots.
What on there?
See, you started. Yeah, podcast number 2. Segment number 2, the erotic version.
Indeed. I think we might have to do that, honestly.
I think we really should. Yeah. I'm seconding that motion.
I'm ready for that. I'm ready.
How you be like, what's the date?
So here's the thing.
We available.
Definitely. That's what I want to hear. I'm most definitely going to keep y'all in mind for another show.
We're available. Tell them real quick. We're available.
And we might turn it up a little bit more. And I might get in on this action because I love a good cipher. Yeah. I'm here.
You stimulated.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, so I want to be down. But definitely, ladies, I will stay in touch. I promise you that. And I don't know when it's going to be, but hopefully we can reconvene and do this again really soon. So
you have a whole verbal orgy. Don't threaten me with a good time.
Listen, you better know. They already know we ain't playing. You hear? Listen. You start, I finish. Who in the middle?
We can do this.
Okay? They know we ain't playing. Listen.
Not at all. Just imagine that show, yo. That would be a trip. Lovely.
So how you try to turn down and be like, so about this business launching? Nah.
Yeah. How do we segue out of this?
So back to sanity. The children.
And we know how they were made, right? We all came in the world the same way. So let's tally up the points. Let's do that real quick. All right. So in third place, allow me with 2 points. And
I was thinking too hard.
I love the way you were thinking and analyzing it, though. Honestly, and tied actually for first place, Kashima and Jasmine. Big ups, ladies.
Jasmine, you caught up. I heard it. I was praying. Please don't know that one.
Very nicely done. Very nicely done. So ladies, before we wrap up, can I ask you to each just take a minute or so and just any last few words, anything you want to share with the listeners?
Well, as for me,
yeah, Kashima, you can go first.
Okay. Well, I do want to reiterate, I am having my business launching. I'm doing the domestic violence awareness and prevention program in October, and it's also my business launching. It is going to be a completely free event. Yes, it is, because I'm launching business, and I'm gonna start it with my community service with my domestic violence. Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna be following you guys, and I'm gonna keep I'm gonna keep you guys posted so that whoever is listening, they could get the information from one of you guys. The host here, they get that information from
definitely.
You. Yeah, because I definitely want any and everybody to show up. The place is huge enough for everybody. It'll be safer by then, all the way in October. So yeah, I'm definitely pushing that. That's going down.
All right. Where can people find you?
And I had fun. I really enjoyed this. This was amazing.
Is your IG the best place to reach you?
Yes, my IG. Sorry, it's Kashima_beauty. CASHEMA_beauty. BEAUTY.
All right, magnificent.
I love you, Kashima.
I love you too. Now, who you? Where you with that? What's your name? Hurry up and talk. Hurry up. Say your IG real slow. Anybody, real like
dropping it.
Artistic form slow. I'm going to IG right now. Where IG? Mm-hmm.
Listen, I dropped it in the chat, but you can follow me, LAU_MII. That's Lao Me, pronounced like that.
LAU
_MII.
Oh, I got it. Follow that.
Allow me to reintroduce myself.
My name is L.
Yes, allow me to reintroduce myself as El Michelle. Spoken word poet and host is a Rock the Mic All Arts open mic every other Thursday on IG Live until we feel it's safe to go back into our venue in Hollywood, Florida. My partner and I, we give creative writing workshops, as I am a self-published author, so I can help you create your short stories, your characters. And we offer publishing for independent artists that want to put out, poetry CDs, or singers and songwriters, because I have a couple under my belt. So if you're looking to publish your music and whatnot, you can definitely hit myself up or Stephen Valentine, and we can plug you into that. On how to be great as a poet and how to protect yourself. More importantly, as writers, we don't know that we write diamonds and someone can steal our diamonds. So we'll teach you how to keep your diamonds on lock.
Love it. Beautiful work.
Yeah, that's right.
And Jasmine.
Alrighty, hi. You can find me at on IG at Brown Goddess 1979. All the right spelling. And I will be at every Black Noise open mic events that they will be having every second and fourth Thursday of the month out here in Worthington Gardens in Fort Worth. I'm also an active member of Tribe Life Nation Productions. We are a tribe that supports each other and other artists up and coming, and we do have some projects going. I also have my own projects, so definitely follow me and follow me on Facebook at Jasmine Vaughn. I follow back.
Yes.
All right. Yes, ladies, thank you so very much. And make sure, if you are listening, you follow these ladies. They're doing amazing work. If you are listening to the program, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They are changing lives. I absolutely want to thank everyone for their support and for tuning in. I hope you had a fun time with us tonight. I welcome your feedback and your questions. You can DM me if you are interested in being a guest on the program. And shout out to our sponsor, CompuFix Solutions. You can visit them at compufix.net and book your on-demand help desk technician. Yes, if you enjoyed listening and just vibing in the chat, or you just want to get back to black, as Ashraf Kwesi would say, I really cannot wait to have you back at the PodPoets Lounge. Follow me at Naquel Poetry, and if you want to support the show, you can donate with Cash App, $ Naquel Poetry. And a special, very special thanks one more time for our guest artist for stopping by and shining that black. Welcome. For shining that black magnificent light. It was a true pleasure having you each on the show, evidenced by the smile on my face. Stay safe and alert, my pod peeps. Stay positive. Have a good night and take good care. Peace.
Yes.
Peace.
Peace. Peace.